Hey y'all, welcome to Time with T. I am T. All the imperfect food truck. I almost ordered that, but I felt like those boxes were kind of skimpy. I'm not gonna be distracted today. It's just nice out. Um, so today is Thursday. Another day. I'm just rebellious. I hate following the rules, and they make us call these days out like it's really that's what it is when it's not, but it is. All right. I don't want to pull y'all into the rabbit hole with me, so I'll just stop. I hope everyone is well, positive. So I'm not a morning person. I am so glad I rise. I'm glad to rise. So glad. But I will cry. I wake up crying because I don't want to wake up. It's too early. And I'm not going to tell my age, but I'm past the age of crying because I have to wake up, but I still do it. So I have been practicing noticing it and actually switching my thought to, yeah, it's morning. We made it, or something like that. Or be grateful, tell your kids good morning. Tell the house good morning. Like I have switched my way of looking at it so that it's not staying stuck in that. I want to get up. It's too early. And then sleeping in for me is like 8:50, 8:30. It's weird. It's usually 8:53 on the dot. That's sleeping in. That's crazy. All right. Here we go. Someone said my shuffling awakens their tickles or massages their crown chakra. That's that truth about to come through. It's like, bring it. All right, let's get a message for today. Let's see what we're going to focus on. Divine energy, source creator. Can I please have a message? It is general. It is the daily guidance. And what do we need to focus on today? What do we need to focus on today? Just do a quick mix up. Okay. Let's go. So, I just want to say that a lot of people think tarot is like fortune telling the future or we can tell you who's doing what. I mean, we can. The cards can reveal those things. But let me tell you something. Choices, free will and choice actually changes everything. So I can tell you what presents in your life, and you'll know because it'll be your life. But as far as are they cheating? Are we going to get married? Don't ask tarot people that question. You might as well give your money to a good cause if that's what your purpose for tarot is. Take your money and go give it to the man on the corner or the woman on the corner or the family at the store that's struggling, because that's not what it is. I can tell you the mindset of your partner, they're, how the person you're connected to, but who knows if you're going to get married or not. Is this my husband? I can't interrupt people's free will. No one can. Y'all need to understand that. Are we getting divorced? Are you? Are you? You know? Is my vacation gonna go well? I can tell you if you have a vacation coming up. I can't tell you how you going to act on your vacation. Well, I can tell you what could present on your vacation, but the end result is how you react, okay? So I brought that up because the first time out is conditioning. A lot of us are conditioned to believe certain things without researching, without any factual, any insight, nothing to relate to it. We just are told it is what it is. There's this phrase, and it really irks me, and it's when people say, "Well, they said," they said. I am an asshole, and I will say, "Who is they?" And then it's like, "Huh?" They'll be like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Who is they?" You know people. No, I don't know those people. Who are they? Who are they? Are they gurus? Are they yogi? Are they scholars? Like, who are they philosophers? Who are these people? So today you need to look at what's going on in your mind and what's conditioned. This is in love as well. Where did you learn love? Did you choose your love language? A lot of y'all have your person that you're connected to, y'all are on a postponement. And the postponement isn't because the other person's perfect and you're not. The postponement is so that you don't muck it up when you get it. Okay? Ooh, my girl's hanging all the way out. We need to get her, And so the way it works is we have conditioning, exhaustion, and awareness. That's our focus for today. I asked what the focus was. That is our focus. And then combining these three together, you are exhausted or you feel like you're failing because you're operating out of a system that was given to you versus chosen, some of you. Some of you are waking up and you're saying, hold on, let me rock the boat because that doesn't rest well with me. That doesn't resonate with my soul. I don't feel right believing and following and operating that way. So some of you are coming out of that exhaustion and you're just like, you're feeling freer and lighter and you're flowing better because you're understanding that those are conditions. And the last one's awareness. Like, you're exhausted because you're refusing to wake up to your free will and your choices. Look at that awareness. Look at that person in the back breaking through. Look at it. The veil is being lifted. They're breaking through. This is the conditioning. I love this card as the conditioning card. You know why? I want to tell you something. There's a lion here, right? And there's a lot of sheep. Those white puffs are sheep. Can you see it now? Okay. So let me tell you something amazing about a lion. Not that a lion won't hunt, but the sheep aren't afraid of the lion in this picture. The sheep are actually kind of comforted by the lion, right? But it's a male lion. People are like, I'm the lion. I'm the king of the jungle. The female hunts. A lion is a pretty lazy creature. You don't want to be a lion. I was on a friend of mine's song, and I put some spoken word on it, and it was like something like, a lion, nah. He sends the woman to catch the feast. What he is a modern day entrepreneur. He's a savage in these streets. So I put that on this dude's song, and it's true. Like, these sheep are so comfortable around this lion, so you really need to understand what conditions you're believing in. So you're putting your strength in this lion, okay? Your strength could have been in the female lion and conquered some shit. So what are you believing? What are you believing? It's causing you to be exhausted because it's a one-way street. It's a dead end, really. The conditioning, but this is how I've always been. There are some people watching this and y'all are over 50, and it's because this is how it's always been, or because this is who I am, and it's starting to shake your environment. You're really uncomfortable because nothing's really gone your way. Here you are, with the tarot lady, and you're trying to figure your life out. And it's because you have not looked at the conditioning in your life that you've accepted for your life, even down to what you believe is a fairy tale marriage. Sometimes y'all learn that on Young and the Restless, and they totally lied. I just had to throw that out there. So yeah, it's time to wake up to truth, okay? So let's see what's going on here. It's time for you to realize you are powerful enough and magical enough that you get to create your own reality. Not what somebody else told you. Yeah, lions are pretty fucking lazy. They lay around licking their stuff and, they might face off with another male lion. These my property, these my bitches to own the other lady lions and stuff. But, the female lion out here taking care of the kids, she hunting, she doing everything. But when she goes hunting, if there's other female lions, they'll keep the pack, the baby pack, or they leave it with the daddy, so, these sheep are so comfortable around this lion because they're out in the real wilderness in their reality and they're not afraid. So I need for y'all to understand your conditioning today. So in your moments, what are your conditionings? Face off with them. Not especially, but highlighting, I feel this running through me, highlighting love. What are you believing for love? What conditions were, what? I grew up and my granny, and the women in my family, they were in relationships and stuff, but none of them long, like they've been together for 30 years, 20 years, none of that. I think my sister has had the longest marriage. But like, men ain't shit. You don't need no man. I will tell you, my granny, she'll tell every female, you don't need no man. Kids need a father. You could have children and you don't need no man. I mean, what conditions? And it's not to bash her, it's her reality, I guess. But what are your conditionings? What are they? I know what I need. What are your biases? What do you believe about black folks? What do you believe about white folks? What do you believe about Asians and Hispanics and natives and Indo-Asians and Russians and Germans and Arabs? What do you believe? What are your conditionings today? Let's clear this shit out. Let's sweep the closet out. No cards are coming out, y'all. I got my Rider-Waite. I'm ready to go. Except at the bottom of the deck, release those burdens. It's in reverse. So this is releasing your burdens. Crazy. Ten of Wands. We got one. Yep. So your exhaustion. I knew it was related to love too. Heartache. Letting go of heartache. Because you're hurting. So I'm channeling. You're hurting yourself because you have entered into relationships off of the ideas of what others say relationship is. You have not defined relationship. Relationship for me, My last serious relationship ended in 2018. Was it 2019 in March? But we had been practicing breaking up for a couple years. But it was very passionate. Best friend. So I didn't define love by my history and by what was presented throughout my lineage, my family. I hug, I kiss, I Eskimo kiss, I cook. I Food is how I say I love you. Dance, giving them their freedom to explore and be themselves. Being able to speak fit to have conversations like, what is your love language, so that I can compensate for it and they do the same for you. So I am very much free in love. I'm me. um, and it takes trust to be open that way for me. But define what love is for you. When you're angry, how would you like to handle situations when you disagree with each other? How would you like to handle that? I love to rub the beard to soothe, like it might be a trick, but in arguments, I like to touch. It's important that I'm touching so that they know to control their tone, and I know to control my tone and my presence, and they know to control their presence. There is so much out here you can learn that is factual to help you with your conditioning. You don't have to stay stuck. It doesn't have to be your way. Um, there's a way to dance through this. Yin and yang flow is real. It is our life. It is real. It is not some word that is made up out of nowhere for no reason. There is a dance, and I love the dance. Okay. So your heartache is caused most in part, and some of you, like I said, you haven't seen. Some of you are older now, and you're wondering, like the over 50s, like, why am I here now and I'm alone? Some of it's karmic. But that's not the focus of today. Today is conditioning. So you have accepted a story and you've tried to push that conditioning on your partner. And your partner didn't grow up with your conditioning. So your partner's like, no. And you're like, yes. And they're like, no. And you're like, well, the hell with you, because this is what my mama and granny and so said. They ain't living in your relationship. Who really said it? And are they successful, So that's caused y'all to be kind of guarded. So you see how he has the two pentacles on his feet, one pentacle in his hand, and one over his head. You're holding on to people, but you're also blocking your heart. So let those people go because you're not ready. Your conditioning says. So you don't get that. Look how he's guarding his heart with that pentacle. Higher self. Yeah, so that's our focus today. What's our conditionings? So crazy. On exhaustion, 10 of Swords. He is fried, stewed, and barbecued. Everything you've been taught is not everything. No, Source said everything. Everything you've been taught needs to be evaluated. It's your conditioning has betrayed you. This card means betrayal. It means ties have been severed or need to be severed. Everything you've been taught is dead. It's dead. It's time to recreate. It's time to create a new. At my age, my ex used to give me like piggyback fucking rides. Like, we defined what love was for us, and it was very playful, and I enjoyed it. We played with the kids at the lake, in the water. We went out for date nights. We cooked together. I mean, you have to. I guess I should follow up with. We were going to get married, but I don't want to tell his business too much, but he has a struggle going on, and it was just too much for it's not something that children should be exposed to. It became toxic because he had to handle a lot. And he lost three major people in his life in like less than a year, mother, father, and sister. And he didn't he just he's on his own healing path now. He's doing better. But yeah, I just want to say, like, I don't want you to think that all of that beautiful love failed. We created our story. It was fucking amazing. He would love to be back in the story, but I have to let him, there's karma, there's things. And he didn't hurt the kids, but he hurt me. I'll say that in his sickness, in his anger, it was alcohol. It was alcohol. And so that's something that doesn't go away. Every day he will fight to leave it alone. But he used that as his medicine after he took all those losses. And he turned into kind of a very different person. So I tried to nurse him through, love him through. And when it came to the point where, we were being harmed and words were being said that you couldn't take back, and he wasn't getting better, I had to stop it. So my conditioning, had I been in the church like back in the day when I would have been to stay through it. That's your husband. That's going to be your husband, They'd have told me to stick through it. And my children would have suffered greatly, and I would have suffered greatly. So you have to look at your conditioning. What are you really agreeing to? Is it right with your soul? I would rather an awareness. It's crazy what I was about to say because I've never said it since the breakup, but I would rather be his friend. I haven't wanted to be his friend. But I've cared about him, but from afar. But I get to make my own reality, right? You got the hangman on awareness. This means surrendering and letting go. That's you see how the veil was opening? That's going to bring you into truth. Ace of Wands. Message is here. I love looking out the window, y'all, but I'm listening. So if I get silent, I'm listening. I'm feeling and I'm listening. Create a passionate story. Drop the old story and start to dream about your new story. So there's going to be a daily guidance every day. You don't have to watch everyone, or you can, but please don't forget the day before's message. If you need to pick it up, if you need to journal, journaling helps release, believe it or not. Putting those words out of mind and mouth into paper is a form of release, and it is energetic. So you might want to take some time tonight in your pajamas and look at conditions and look at things you could have done or can do with your partner differently, that you and your soul would really like to do, and who you'd really like to be in love and in relation. Even with work, I'm going to finish with this. I have a friend, and I'll get a whisper of love. I have a friend, and we created a training. I created a training, but she was with me, and she helped pick videos, and we did all this. So we did it, and it's called Generational Differences. And we had to do a seminar, and we had to create it for it was our second launch of a leadership training we were creating. So in preparing the seminar and the decks, we had a conversation, and I said, and we looked at when one part was talking about how baby boomers and Gen X, we hold on to jobs. Like we get in somewhere, economically we're taught to work, and then the reward is when we retire. And I saw that for millennials, they job hop. If they're not satisfied, they will move on. They do not care. They will go. Um, and she was like, yeah. And I said, like, but how do you do that? Like, you got bills. She's like, okay, but that doesn't mean if I'm not happy, I'm looking when you don't know I'm looking. And I said, what? She said, I'm looking now. I said, you want to leave me? She's like, I don't want to leave you, but I can't do this situation anymore. And I was like, I don't want to do it anymore either, but what are we going to do? She's like, we're going to get our ass to looking for something else. Like, it was nothing for her. She was a millennial. So she doesn't carry, and her parents have been married forever. They were married when she was born, her siblings was born, so they've been together some years. You hear me? Over 40 or 50. And, no, at least 40. And she was, so they're very conditioned, and she just, it's not her thing. It is not a millennial thing. So at any moment, it's okay to not follow the conditionings. It could be very positive for you to break away from what you thought was the norm, or what you thought they said, because they said, and who is they, right? Let me get y'all a whisper of love, because I didn't yesterday. I forgot, because I just got back to this thing. Okay. Slow down. Pause. And allow things to unfold. Look at those biases. Let them show their face. You will be able to decide which biases need to stay and which ones need to go. So that is your whisper of love. Do I do a numerology on these? I don't think I do I? Let's do it. The universe speaks in number. One verse, universe, that one verse. Oh, I'm such a love hippie. Love. Focus on how you love. Focus on the conditions that have been put in you regarding love. Were you brought up to be ashamed to kiss in front of people? Were you brought up to be ashamed to hold hands? Were you brought up to be ashamed to show a woman your smile and be silly with her? Were you conditioned to think that you have to be mature to be in love and you can't be playful? Were you brought up to think that you could only be playful and you could never be serious, or it meant someone didn't like you and it hurt your feelings because they became serious? There's so many aspects to this that you need to look at, and that is your mission today, if you so choose to pick it up. But that is your time with me. Y'all, please, I cannot stress this enough. And I'm humbly asking you, please share these videos. Like them, subscribe, and share, please. We are almost 39 minutes in this video. That's 39 minutes of my day. That's 39 minutes. If I turn around now and I pass out and leave this plane, I gave it to you. And that sounds dramatic, but it's real. So supporting y'all, I would like y'all to support me as well. So could you please like, share, and subscribe? I appreciate it. Blessings. Love y'all.